Hello, everybody. Welcome to the streaming broadcast of Alex Aquarius. All right, what we're going to look at today is first, we're going to talk about Austin. It's still cold. It's about 21 degrees here, still very cold. Today, the roads were cleaned up a little bit. It's not as frozen, it's not as icy on the road as it was. And the cleanup crews have been doing good. The buses were out today, saw some deliveries. Just a little bit, but not everybody's up to perfect yet. But how's everybody doing? If you're in the chat, please comment. How's the sound? Let's see. Trying to figure out this, guys. And I'm trying to see, trying to learn this streaming thing with my OBS studio because it's quite complicated. And I might have a glitchy, faulty version because sometimes it glitches on me. And the videos don't play all the time. And they keep freezing up. And I have to start the recapture, if you know what that means. But I was just watching this video on Chris Cornell when he made
and New Musical Express labeled it depressingly castrated. One reviewer for Glorious Noise wrote, with pure visceral disappointment,
and it wasn't
the
rock
utter
and roll,
contempt
and
for
the
his
cover had him
past, his
smashing the
future,
guitar
and for
on
his listeners is amazing. When it's all
it's sad for me to watch the videos on Chris Cornell, though, because, you know, I was born on the exact same day he was. We are the exact same age. I felt like I knew him somehow. You know, maybe we met, you know, the Buddhists, I believe it's the Buddhists, they talk about riding the moon.
What if I told you that the most dangerous...
That when you come to Earth, you ride the moon. I think that refers to the reincarnation cycle. And when people ride the moon, when you die on this Earth, you go to a place where they prepare you, and you're in your energy ball, you know, your torus of your energy field, and they take you, they say, through the energy into the moon. And from there, as the moon goes around, you get assigned to a new family. You go back into, you're conceived, and you go back into a womb, and you're born. And you come back and you live another life on Earth. And a lot of people believe that you can break that cycle and not come back. If you would like to find God, you just go straight up. Just go through the planets. If you raise your vibration, the planets will line. You know how the time and space will warp? If you, you know how, like, Einstein's theory was how you can bend space and time? If you actually raise your vibration high enough to, like, the Kundalini chakra, to the highest crown vibration, you just whoop, get to the highest vibration, your spirit can just pop right out of your body. And then the planets will line up in front of you and you go right through them. I've heard stories. I actually had an experience myself where I had an out-of-body experience where all of the planets lined up and I went through them. And when I came back, it was just a flash. It was a blink of an eye, and I was back. And that was odd. But I wanted to talk about experiences like that with people. Supernatural, celestial, angelic. I don't know if maybe some of you have had maybe demonic things happen. People have been pinned to their beds. I know I was once. People have alien encounters. I did once. I can get into all those stories. I had a near-death experience. I call it my death experience. I actually drowned, found myself, and came back. That's why I wanted to start this channel, so people will come on and start talking about these things. And if you're on here, please comment so that I know you're here. My broadcasting software does not show me how many people are viewing or in the chat, or if anyone has found me yet. This is my third night in a row to be doing this. I'm hoping I pop up in the algorithm and I'm shown to more people so that they come on the show. But if you can comment, then we can get a monologue/dialogue going and talk about subjects. And I will follow your comments. and we can look up things online that go along with the topics we're talking about. What is, for example, if we want to look up what is the encounter of the fifth kind, because you hear about the third kind. What is the fifth kind? You know, the person who came up with the categories was a doctor. I think it was Dr. Teller, who worked with the military and the space programs and the new retrieve vehicle technologies. And he's the one that came up. I think if you've seen a UFO, that's like an encounter of the first kind. If you saw it and it affected you in some way, that's an encounter of the second way, of the second kind. Or the third kind is if you felt some type of communication from them. The fourth kind is maybe if you saw beings outside of the craft. Maybe the fifth kind is if you physically had an encounter with them, or if you went aboard the craft. Maybe that's the fifth or the sixth kind. If you actually sat in the chair and put your hands on the panel and flew the craft with one of the grays on your right side telepathically guiding you, and you flew south over the Gulf and you went into South America and then perhaps into Antarctica, that may be the seventh or eighth kind. And I had an experience like that, but I can't remember all of it. My mother remembered it. We can get into that also. I'd like to hear your experiences. I like to hear people when they've had experiences when they've been out of body, for example, in surgery, or they've almost died or died and been brought back. People have been hovering above their bodies in ambulances. People have been, there are all type of experiences where people say they saw family members or they saw a tunnel of light and they went into the light and were brought to judgment, and their grandmother and their uncles were there, and maybe other lost loved one. And some people say to not follow that light. Those are beings that fool you. That I believe all you should do is, if you find yourself in a death situation and you're out of your body and you're with other beings and you feel like you're being brought back to the moon to be reincarnated and recycled back to what they call the prison planet, as Alex Jones calls it, I think you can revolt. Just stand up and say, I do not belong here. I do not want to be here. Don't follow them. Don't be in awe of them and say, oh, where do I go next? Take me, show me. Just get away and go up. Up is where you should go. You go up through the planets, through the waters above the earth. There are, in the Bible, it even says God divided the waters from the waters, and everything is in between. So when you get beyond the planets, that's where the water layer is up there, and the stars are in those. That's why stars twinkle, because you're looking at them in or through water. So I'm looking at my other computer screen. It just flashed. I'm trying to figure out what light just went off. And if you've had any experiences like this, if you're viewing, if you're looking right now, please comment. I'm hoping that someone comes in here. This is the third night I've been doing this. I don't know if you can hear my sound, if it's working perfectly. This is Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, the movie. I don't want that. Let's see, Close Encounters, YouTube. Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, CE5. Oh, it's called CE5. Let's look at that. Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind is a term describing a fifth category of close encounters with extraterrestrial intelligence, characterized by mutual bilateral communication rather than unilateral contact. Evidence exists indicating that CE5s have successfully occurred in the past. SETI, what was that called? I successfully used my mute button to cough with my new mixer. CSE ETI, has succeeded in intentionally establishing contact with extraterrestrial spacecraft. On 2 occasions at very close range and with multiple witnesses present, Zetetic is the only worldwide effort to concentrate on putting trained teams of investigators into the field where 1, active waves of UFO activity are occurring, or 2, in an attempt to vector UFOs in a specific area for the purpose of initiating communication. Contact protocols include the use of light, sound, and thought. Thought, specifically consciousness, is the primary mode of initiating contact. Is there a CE6? Well, let's go back. Let me put on here 6th kind. Then we'll put CE-6. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can find that same page we were at. CE 1 to 5. So here it only says 1 to 5. I thought it went beyond. The 7 classes of extraterrestrial close encounters. Let's go here. If you didn't see my screen, it keeps freezing on me here. Let's read this one. The 7 classes. Let's see if they go down here. Close encounter of the 4th kind, the 5th kind, the 6th kind entails a UFO or its inhabitants directly causing injury or death. It has been decided numerous times that it is unnecessary and is already included on the Hynek scale. That's who it was. Alan Hynek. Under physical contact. Wow. That's the 6th kind. They caused harm or death. The most controversial encounter, the most, is a encounter of the 7th kind. A close encounter of the 7th kind. Isn't that where you go to the planet? Or where they live? Is one in which a human and extraterrestrial mate to produce a hybrid being. This is hardly a new theory. Okay. All right. So 5th kind is one where there's a bilateral contact with an extraterrestrial entity. This can be through some audible form of communication or by some form of mental telepathic communication. The contact can be limited by either a human or extraterrestrial. Well, what if you go aboard the craft and they show you things like buildings in a forest and trees, and they show you a silver cigar-shaped wand with buttons on it and tell you to push a button? Or they have you sit in the chair with a panel on it where you put your hands, and it's got symbols on there where you can see where the field generator spools up to where the walls go transparent. And while it's moving, you don't feel any inertia. You might think that it's sitting in your yard where you got in it the whole entire time, but you were actually traveling and you came back. But you might have thought your mother was standing there by the doorway, and you might have even thought the door was open and she was waiting for you. But then maybe when you talked to her, she said, no, she stood on the grass in the yard and waited forever until you came back because she was worried about you. Things like that may happen. See, my screen scrolls again. I just had to refresh it. I'm going to have to upload a better version of OBS, I think, until I can get a better hold on this. This is a Jim Brewer live. I've been watching this.
He goes, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, he really looks like he's having a hard time. I go, he is having a hard time.
He was on Kill
in
Tony.
In the past, I would make
on
my
Monday,
father-in-law
he was on
laugh
Kill Tony,
so
which they
hard.
actually
My
filmed
wife
2
would go,
weeks ago.
Jim,
They filmed them two weeks ahead of time.
You're gonna kill
But he was really
him,
good.
right?
He was really funny.
So let me kill him while he's laughing. What a great way to murder someone is by them laughing to death. But you know,
I'm having
stories,
another problem where now I
it's
play
funny when
videos
you
on my
meet
computer
people,
and they go blurry.
Just in general,
just having all
how many
kinds of
times
setup problems, studio
do you
problems.
meet someone
This
and
is
go,
why I'm checking this
oh,
out tonight.
trust me, my family
I
is
don't
like,
see anybody say,
we
I
have
don't
a lot
think
of
this one is
dysfunctional
going that
stories.
well, so we're
I
going to have
always
a
say,
prayer.
oh, I'll play you any day.
Heavenly Father,
dysfunctional
please
family
bless us.
poker,
Bless
and I
everyone
will
that is
crush
thinking of you and
I'll
trying to
take
better their
all the
lives and seeking help and blessings and trying by helping others and raising their vibrations, cleaning up their thoughts and their speech and their actions, and trying to be closer to be like God, things that Jesus would have taught. And this we pray, amen. So thank you for coming and watching, clicking on this show. And you have a great